Hey, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I'm Jabin Postal, and today at the grill, we're making an amazing reverse seared ribeye laid on top of a delicious board sauce that you're gonna love. And so just like always, I'm gonna put all the show notes as well as the full recipe in the description box below for you, so make sure to click down there to see everything that you need for this cook. Also, if you like what we're doing on this channel, consider subscribing for more great barbecue recipes, tutorials, and reviews. Now other than that, let's get into the cook. As I said, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I appreciate you being here. Today at the grill, we're cooking up these delicious 2-inch thick ribeye steaks that are gonna absolutely be delicious. I'm gonna cook them low and slow, then finish them off with a reverse sear, and then I'm gonna lay them on a nice board sauce, which is full of herbs and spices and garlic. It's gonna be absolutely wonderful. And so when you are making a reverse seared ribeye like this, I always recommend going about 2 inches thick because it allows you to have a little bit more buffer so you don't overshoot your temperatures, but also for the final look, because ribeye steaks are often used during special events like Father's Day, Christmas, birthdays, all those special occasions. And so you want those ribeyes to be the best ribeyes that you can find. And that's what I have here, some 2-inch thick ribeyes with some decent marbling in them. And these are going to be absolutely wonderful. And so to get started with this recipe, the first thing that I'm going to do is apply a little bit of olive oil to the outside surface of these steaks. You don't need a whole lot. Just rub that around, flip them over. Do the same to the underside. There we go. For our seasoning today, I'm going to be using my Mad Cow beef rub. I absolutely love this seasoning on steaks. It goes absolutely wonderful. It's got the right balance of salts and peppers and some spices to give a little bit of extra pizzazz to these steaks. And so I'm going to apply a liberal coating onto this because these steaks, like I said, are 2 inches thick and they can handle that extra seasoning. There we go. I'll flip these over and we'll do the same to the underside. All right, there we go. And so with these ribeyes all seasoned up, I'm gonna go ahead and get our slow and sear kettle set up for cooking around 225 to 250 degrees. So to set up our grill today for cooking, I placed in about 20 briquettes into the slow and sear, and I got those coals fully lit. Next, I filled up the remainder of the slow and sear basket until it was about 3/4 of the way full. And then after that, I closed the lid and let our temperatures come up to around 250 degrees. Okay, so my kettle grill is sitting around 225 degrees. This is the perfect temperature to put these on. But before I do that, I'm gonna place my meter digital thermometer into the center of this guy here. And this is so we can monitor the internal temperature of the steaks as they cook, as well as the ambient temperature of the kettle. And so with everything all prepared and ready to go, let me get them into the kettle grill. And then I'm gonna also add on a couple pieces of hickory just to add a little bit of smoky flavor. Close that back up. And so with everything on the grill, I'm gonna close up this lid and I'm gonna begin cooking this until it reaches an internal temperature of 115 degrees before we do the sear, but I'm also gonna come back at 90 degrees to give it a flip just to promote some even cooking. It's been about 30 minutes now since I first put our ribeyes into the grill and our internal temperature has just reached 90 degrees. And so I'm gonna open up the grill and give these ribeyes a flip. Let's just look at that nice wood smoke color that's already on these ribeyes. And so let's go ahead and flip them over. There we go. I'm gonna quickly close back up this lid, and I'm gonna continue to cook these ribeyes until they reach an internal temperature of around 115 degrees before we begin our final sear. And so while this is cooking away, let's go ahead and begin to make our board sauce. So this board sauce that I'm gonna be making today is very simple to do. I did start out by pre-chopping some of my ingredients. So I have 3 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna place this onto my cutting board. I also have 1 shallot that I'm going to add to this. And then to this, I'm going to grab some flat leaf parsley. I'm going to rip off about a handful. Place that on there, as well as I'm going to grab some rosemary and just take some of that off. Also, I'll throw in a sprig of thyme to that. And you know, these are sort of the ratios that I enjoy. There's also a number of other different things you could put in this yourself, just to change it up a little bit, but this is what I like. And so I'm gonna take all this and I'm gonna just finely chop it all together. All right, so with our ingredients mostly chopped down, I'm gonna add in a couple more ingredients. I'm gonna add in a splash of red wine vinegar. Then I'm gonna add in some olive oil. Then I'm actually going to take a little bit more of this Mad Cow seasoning and add in a little bit of this. This is going to add a little bit of color as well as add a little bit of extra spice to this. And then I'm going to continue to chop it until it's nice and smooth. So in only a few minutes, this board sauce is all done, and you can really smell those herbs and the garlic coming through very nicely. This is gonna taste so good when it starts to mix with those juices from the ribeye. And so speaking of our ribeye, it just hit 115 degrees. So let's open up the grill and take a look. Guys, these are looking very nice, but we know that they're not done because they're only at 115 degrees internal temperature. If we were to take them off right now, they wouldn't be seared, as well as they would be still too raw for my liking. So we're shooting for a medium rare today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up our grill grate and I'm going to mix together all of our coals to get them roaring hot for our sear. And so once our coals are up to a searing temperature, I'm gonna be using the cold grate technique today to sear off our steaks, which basically means I'm gonna be spinning the grate each time and searing off these steaks 1 minute on each side twice. After only a total of 4 minutes searing, these ribeyes are all done. I'm gonna go ahead and just double check our internal temperatures here. And you can see that these ribeyes have an internal temperature of 127 degrees, which is the perfect internal temperature for me because as these steaks rest, they are gonna rest up a couple degrees and end off with a perfect medium rare. So I'm gonna pull these off the grill, place it onto our board sauce, and then we'll get ready for the taste test. In only about an hour, these ribeyes and that board sauce is all done. It smells so good back here. The sear on these steaks is absolutely perfect, and I can't wait to go for the taste test. But before I do that, just notice how the juices from the steaks is mingling with that board sauce. I also put a couple pads of butter underneath these steaks as well, and so there's gonna be a lot of flavor under these steaks. And so let's grab one of these guys and we'll slice it open in half. And just look at this. You can see that it's wall-to-wall, medium rare. This is absolutely perfect. And so I'm gonna slice off another strip here for our taste test. All right, guys, I can't wait any longer. I need to go for the taste test and see how it is. Here we go. Oh my goodness, that's so good. So right off the bat, you get that rich beefiness from that ribeye, and then on the backside, you get that fresh, light, herbaceous sort of flavors from that board sauce. It's absolutely wonderful. There's also a little bit of a spice coming through from that barbecue rub. This is a perfect combination. So guys, if you've never tried a ribeye with board sauce or just any steak in general with this board sauce, make sure to give it a try because the flavor is so good and you want to make sure to give it a try for sure. I'm gonna keep going in because these flavors are just calling my name. Oh my goodness. Oh. So that's how you make that amazing ribeye steak with the delicious board sauce to go with it. You're gonna love it for sure. Hey, if you wanna see more barbecue videos just like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Also, special thank you to all my patrons out there who help support this channel every single week. Until next time, keep that fire lit and get cooking.